Gotta get the bread and milk. I gotta get the bread and milk.
Snow's coming.
I gotta get the bread and milk.
Ice as well.
I gotta get the bread and milk.
Sleet.
I gotta get the bread and
Freezing
milk.
rain.
I gotta get the bread and milk.
Oh, boy.
I gotta get the bread and milk.
And you've also got some school districts.
Snow! I gotta get the bread and milk.
Why is that so funny?
Oh my God! I gotta get the bread and milk.
I can listen to that over and over again.
Oh my God!
What do you think? Should school districts go remote, or should they just call off for a snow day whenever we have something like the winter storm that is advancing here in central Illinois? It is the WMAY morning news feed, 217-629-7970. Let's hear from you now. Again, 217-629-7970. What do you think? Should schools go remote for snow days, or should they just have the day off? Now, of course, go to WMAY.com. New in today, fresh off the press, WMAY.com. You can go and check out all of the school closings that are listed. You got Athens schools. They're closed and actually doing remote learning. But you've got other school districts like Lutheran High School. They're just closed. New Berlin, they're closed, but Mount Pulaski's closed with a snow day and remote learning in place. You've also got Porta, they're closed, no remote learning. You've got Rochester closed Thursday. You've also got Riverton closed Thursday, that's today. And a remote learning day for Sacred Heart Griffin, and also Springfield District 186, they're closed. No remote learning listed. So what do you think? 217-629-7970. Are you a parent waking up this morning begrudgingly looking at some of the other districts that are doing just snow days instead of actually, like maybe your district is doing remote learning? So now you got to get the kid out of bed and get the computer out and get the screen on, and instead of having them actually just take the day off. 217-629-7970. But again, you're looking outside thinking it's not any snow on the ground. Well, it's coming. And they're thinking it's going to be pretty substantial, especially as the temperature drops, with precipitation going from rain to freezing rain to sleet to snow. It's going to be one of those days. 217-629-7970 is the phone number. A couple of comments here. One on Twitter says, I think remote is fine long term, but not right now. The kids and staff are frazzled from the pandemic. It's not normal. These days off are blessings to reset. Interesting perspective there, but let's get to your phone calls, 217-629-7970. Good morning. Should snow days be remote, or should the kids just have the days off? Good morning.
You say it.
Is this Go ahead.
I think so should be a snow day.
It should just be a okay.
Yeah.
It should just
So
be
you
a
can
snow
have
day.
fun.
And that's coming from baby's mouth. Appreciate the call. Whoever put their kid on the phone. I guess I appreciate that. Thanks for the attempt there. 217-629-7970. So we heard from a child that they just want a snow day. They don't want to do the remote learning for a snow day. What do you think? Good morning. You're on WMAY.
Good morning. I think when they sound that cute, I guess you just got to give them a snow day. But,
Absolutely.
But seriously, I was calling to say, you know what, in this day and age, man, of all the technology and everything we've got, maybe when they're in elementary school or something like that, but as they approach junior high and high school, they need to start learning how to do things remotely. Work, it's an everyday part of life for most of us with our jobs. If COVID or storms or whatever, we have the ability to work remotely, some of us. And, what better time to start teaching them how to look at those options? I mean, we're not back in the 60s and 70s anymore. We have choices available to them, and it's time to start learning how to use those.
Yeah, I can literally say I walked uphill in snowstorms to get to school. The house I lived in throughout
uphill
high
both
school.
ways.
Yeah, well, no, the house I lived on on a lake was down a very, very steep hill, and we had to walk up that hill during snow days because the four-wheeler just couldn't go up. But anyways, no, I think you're onto something there though. Is younger children may not be able to do remote learning, as well as, say, high school students or even college students for that matter.
Exactly. But it's time to start using that technology and learning how to think outside the box when they start getting a little bit older there.
It's a good point. 217-629-7970, getting your phone calls, especially those parents waking up this morning. You go to WMAY.com. You see the list of school closings. Your school's closed, but they're doing remote learning in anticipation of this winter storm that we've got a warning right now, and it's going to be all throughout the evening with up to 8 inches of snow accumulation on top of freezing rain and sleet. So that's coming. But it depends on your school district as if it's going to be remote or if it's going to be actual, a snow day. So we'll see how that progresses throughout the day. Another comment here, snow day, they say. The school bus drivers still have to deliver lunches to the kids at the homes that meet federal guidelines for free lunch and breakfast mandates. I don't want to have anyone out at risk. That's an interesting point because, apparently they can either take a snow day or if they have to, have a remote day, they have to be able to offer up that free lunch program. So kind of fascinating to see that play into this as well. 217-629-7970. What do you think? Good morning.
I think snow day, but we do have the technology now to still, actually teach. But I find it funny that, kids nowadays live on iPads, Apple Watches, Xbox, PlayStation, computers. But when we want them to learn on a computer, oh, my God, how can you be so evil to make these kids be on a computer for school? I mean,
I kick myself in the butt regularly because I'll get stuck in a hypnotizing scroll on social media and I'm drooling on myself with my mouth agape like, and then I realize that the tool I have in my hand is a massive educational device that I can go and read all kinds of encyclopedic knowledge and I can learn all kinds of different things and life-saving skills and get latest updates on science and data and all this. Instead, I'm just flipping through on the scroll.
Yeah, it's just crazy how people get and react on situations in which, if you really look at the overall picture, these kids live on this stuff.
Yeah, but they shouldn't.
All of a sudden,
but at the same time, should they? Should they instead maybe have, like one listener on Twitter said, have a bit of a reprieve, have that day to reset, especially in the middle of a week when there's a massive amount of snow.
I'd agree with the snow because let them go sledding and stuff. But when it's like freezing ice, what can they can't go out and do anything anyways to enjoy the day off. What do you think they're going to do? They're going to be on TV, on their game systems.
Looking at screens anyways.
Be on what you, so good show, buddy.
Appreciate the call. 217-629-7970. So remote or snow day? And we're seeing kind of a different approach from different districts. For instance, again, Springfield District 186 apparently just taking a snow day. But you've got Sacred Heart Griffin doing remote learning today. 217-629-7970. Which should it be? Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Greg. I just think the data's in and remotes failed our kids, and they need to have the in-person learning. They don't have the discipline, like you said, to get the encyclopedic knowledge and do good research and basically teach themselves any subject. So when they're just sitting there, I mean, if I was a kid doing remote learning, I'd have my username saying connecting ... with no image and just sitting there laughing as the teacher's trying to figure out what's going on.
I think that's actually part of a South Park episode a couple of years ago whenever the pandemic started and Cartman, he rolls out of bed, he gets on the screen at first, but then he puts a piece of like a picture in front of the camera of him frozen and he just and then the teacher's like, Cartman, great. Your camera's frozen again. Just turn it off and you can listen.
Yeah, these kids aren't dumb. They know how to play the system, but I just don't think the remote learning experience has done them any value. The quality of education's gone down. Give them the snow day.
Do you think it depends? And I think a caller brought this up earlier, and it's an interesting point. Do you think it depends on the age, though?
We still need that social interaction.
Yeah.
You still need to go in there. The teacher needs to be able to see if you're fidgeting, if you're doing anything underneath your desk, if you're talking to other students. You've got side chats and everything else. And if you're on remote learning, that's not the only thing you're doing at that computer. You
Right.
can minimize screens and everything else. So
Yeah.
you kind of need that supervision. So
Right on.
I just
Appreciate-
don't think it's.
Appreciate the call. Yeah, 217-629-7970. Remote or snow day? Appreciate everybody for chiming in here on the WMAY Morning.